Hi everybody, Dr. D here again, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about the function of the brain and the mind, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and how a lot of these pieces that we've been talking about actually fit together. So you've heard me on numerous occasions say things like, you and I are the biological end product of our interpretation of our perceptions. And so what that actually means is that through the five senses, we obtain information from our environment. Now, this information comes in the form of sensations, and the sensations are actually waves of information that each sense organ is constructed to interpret and absorb and feed into the brain, and then the perception is the interpretation that you give to that information. So how you label it, what you name it, where you file it in the brain. And then there's the conscious portion of the brain, right over your eyebrows, called the prefrontal cortex, responsible for all of the day-to-day activities that you perform when you have to focus, when you have to concentrate, when you have to make plans, when you have to make decisions, when you have to decide to do the hard thing and to do the right thing when it isn't really what you want to do. So it encourages you to move forward with the plans and the decisions that you formulated in that portion of the brain. And unfortunately, it's only responsible for about 5% of that activity. Now, all of the rest of the activity that occurs is going to occur in the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind has no will of its own. It makes no decisions. It does not perform any specific actions unless you have given it specific instructions as to what it is that you want it to do. But it is, in fact, connected to what they call the field of infinite possibilities, meaning that it is connected to a portion of a larger mind called the superconscious mind, which is where everything that could conceivably be in existence already exists, but it exists in the form of a wave. In other words, it hasn't become matter yet. It's not been translated into a tangible form that you can actually see, feel, or touch, but the information necessary to allow all of that potential to be translated into a physical experience exists in this realm of activity. Now, within this field, there are things that you've heard me speak about before called action potentials. And these action potentials are actually waves of potential. And one of the ways to access them is through the subconscious mind via the conscious mind. So, for instance, you have an idea, you have a thought, you have something you'd like to experience, you have an intention, and you plant that intention the way you would plant a seed in fertile soil in the field of infinite possibilities, and all of a sudden these probability amplitudes begin to coagulate and become attracted to what it is that you focus on. So in essence, what you focus on expands. And in essence, the impression that you get from the environment via the five senses becomes an expression as a result of this process. So you've got the conscious mind dictating to the subconscious mind interacting with the superconscious mind, coagulating the wave forms that exist in the field of infinite possibility, collapsing them into particles, matter, physical experiences, and the result of your desires and your intentions. So if you'd like to know more about any aspect of this, we've developed a very special program that contains all the tools, all the strategies, and all of the information that you could possibly need to learn how to consciously interact with the mechanism that I've just described to create the life of your desires. So if you want to know more information about this, just click on the link above, and I'll be talking to you soon. I'm Dr. Richard DiCenso, Thank you for listening.